Hey y'all, Mike here with Raider Dog Ranch. Today we're going to stay with the tech topic. I'm going to be putting some extra RAM in this HP Pavilion laptop. You can see here this is 32 gigs of RAM. That's two 16 gig sticks made by PNY. I'll have a link to the description in this product. This is going to be a pretty straightforward video. There's really not much to this installation. It's very simple, but if you've never done it before, it might be a little intimidating. First thing you need to do is find the RAM that fits your device. Typically what you want to do is find the model number. In this case, it's on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it, probably not. See this little print here? I can't zoom into it enough for you to see it, I don't think, maybe. I think it's upside down. That's the model number. Go out on the web, look that up either on HP's site or go to one of the memory card or memory manufacturer sites. PNY is a pretty reputable manufacturer. They've been around for a long time and they offer pretty reasonable prices. All right, so the first thing you're gonna do after you figure it out and you get it ordered and it's in your hand, you're gonna need to power down your laptop. You don't need to do anything special other than just powering it down and disconnecting the power. Okay, now that you've got it powered down, flip it over. Some laptops are gonna have a little service port and it'll say RAM or something on it. It'll indicate memory or something. In this case, there is not one. So we're gonna take these screws out and the whole panel is probably gonna flip up and then we'll see what's underneath. If you plan on working on small electronics, iPhones, iPads, anything small like a laptop or a tablet, you might wanna get you a tool set like this. These are pretty affordable through Amazon. I'll have links in the description, but these offer a lot of interesting little tips that you wouldn't normally see in a mechanics tool set. And the tips are really, really small, which is what you need for these kind of electronics. One more point before we dig into it. Anytime you're dealing with electronics, they are sensitive to static electricity. When you're working on them, you want to make sure you are grounded. You want to make sure your material's grounded, get some kind of a rubbery material, a workspace to set on, and make sure you're touching the device to make sure you and the device have the same measure of negative or positive static electricity on you. You don't want to be dragging your feet across the carpet and then going and touching it. You can short out components. This is an HP EG series laptop. You'll notice on the bottom there are two screws right here. These are the only two screws that are visible by default. I've already taken off one strip here, sitting over there. So these are the little rubber grips that keep the laptop from sliding around. So you'll need to pull these off. They're just a little bit sticky on the edges. If I can get this one off with my fingers without using a knife, yeah. So that exposes 4 more screws that you'll need to get to pull the bottom off. Once you get that, you'll use something plastic like this spudger or a guitar pick or something like that to work under the edges to get the top off. So after picking around at the edges, I found that these edges are really tightly closed. So it's almost impossible to get some of the edges. But if I go back here to the back under the hinge, I can get it to start snapping up from there. So that's the way we're gonna start getting some progress around the edges. All right, I slowly worked around it, popping little tabs off all the way around. It's kind of deceiving. You would think this was an aluminum frame like an Apple, but it is simply plastic with these little clicky tabs all the way around. So just be careful, take your time, don't break anything. So here's the inside, and even if you don't know what you're doing, this is your RAM, you're looking for something that looks like that. As you can see, there's not many things that look like that except for these components right in this area. And then if you drill down into those and you start looking at the components, they're typically gonna say something like DRAM or RAM. All right, now you're gonna see these little tabs on the side are spring loaded. So I'm gonna push that out. See, it came out a little bit. Do the same thing on this side, and the whole thing slides up. Then we'll slide out. We'll set those aside. This one flips the other way. Then we'll put the new ones in. One thing you'll notice here is this little groove. See the groove in the bottom of the card? That means it can only go in one way. It has to align to the groove that's in the socket here. Kind of hard to do one hand. So you just put it in, you push it down, it clicks into place. It's really that easy. So see this one, I've got it upside down. The line doesn't line up. Okay, click, click. And you've just upgraded your RAM, in my case, from 12 gigabytes to 32 gigabytes. It's that easy. Now you bolt it back up. Make sure you don't leave any tools in here, like a surgeon with tools in a body. And sew her back up. Power it back up. Make sure it works. So before I go and put the screws in, I've just put the cover on the back. It's just sitting on the bottom. And I'm going to power it up, make sure it looks like everything's working. Because you don't want to get it all bolted back up, then realize something's not working. You might have to reinstall it, or if it's not working, you have to move back to the old RAM. So do yourself a favor, save a step, make sure it works before you button it all up. It's going to run a BIOS update, maybe because it doesn't recognize the RAM. We'll see. Okay, I'm just going to go around the edges now and snap this into place. And then throw the screws back in. All right, we're all booted up. I went into the system information and here we go. Installed RAM, 32 gigs. So everything's installed, it's all recognized, we're good to go. So as you can see, a very simple upgrade, and honestly, it's pretty inexpensive, and it will provide your laptop with a lot more speed. This is a good way to give a laptop a couple years more life. If you've got an older one, you're just trying to, you don't want to buy a new one, you can't afford it, whatever, throw a little bit more RAM in it, you'll get some really nice performance gains for a minor price increase. If you like this content, smash the like button. If you like this type of content, feel free to subscribe. I'd love that. It'd help the channel out a lot. And otherwise, we'll see y'all next time.